Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Aroma Yoga. So Aroma Yoga has so many aspects about it that really help to release things that we've been holding on to so much faster than just a regular yoga class. So let's kind of break it down just a little bit. So the yoga part is a practice called polarity yoga. So it's a very youthful, a very movement, as well as we use movement that goes through the chakras. So for the aroma part of Aroma Yoga, we use Young Living's essential oils, and only Young Living's. It's a trademark because they have the best frequencies in their essential oils. And when you use the essential oils, it not only stimulates the limbic system where we hold a lot of trauma in our mind, but also it helps to release all the traumas that we're holding in our body in the certain areas of the chakras. So what are the chakras? So the chakras are these 7 energies that we hold inside of us that go up along our spine, and it actually goes up this way. There's actually 111, but we just talk about the 7 because these are the ones that are inside us that we hold the energy. So when I say hold energy, a lot of times we go through life holding these traumas, these things that have hurt us in these areas of our bodies, and we don't know what it is, and it can feel like a physical pain. To give you an example, I have a student who, the first time we did this class with her, the next day she contacted me and was like, this pain that's been in my shoulder is gone. And I was like, that is really good. We worked out some stuff. And she said, no, you don't understand. This pain in my shoulder, I have had for 5 years. She has gone to the doctors. She had gone to get x-rays, MRIs, specialists, nothing. They couldn't figure out anything that was wrong with her left shoulder and why she was having this pain. She hadn't slept on that side for over 5 to 6 years because of this pain in her shoulder. And it wasn't until she let it go, something in the heart chakra she was holding on to, that the pain went away. And it doesn't matter what it was, at all. It doesn't matter what it was, but the thing was, she didn't even, it's not like she even knew what it was. She was just able to let this thing go that had been weighing her down and giving her this pain for so long. And that's what Aroma Yoga can do with the frequencies of the essential oils and the organs that we use them in. It helps manifest so that we can get rid of these things so much faster than just doing a regular yoga class, because a regular yoga class is amazing and we can work those things up. But as I learned to do Aroma Yoga and began to practice it so that I could teach it, I literally lost 10 pounds. 10 pounds of negative energy and things that were holding me back and holding me down for so long. And it wasn't until I was explaining that to my students one day that, you literally lose weight and can get rid of pains that are in your body, because it's actually energy and not a physical pain, but we feel it as a physical pain. That I realized myself that I had lost 10 pounds because I was trying to gain this weight back after having my child, and I couldn't, and I realized, oh, that's what it was. And so even though I only practiced, a couple of times a month, it helped me to release 10 or 30 some years of stuff that I was holding on to, and I was able to let go of 10 pounds of energy and things that were holding me back. And now I'm able to move forward with so much of my life because I don't have these things holding me down, and I don't have these worries, that also were holding me back that I didn't realize that I was still holding on to. So I love Aroma Yoga. It's an amazing, beautiful practice because it really helps us to be free. It helps us to explore our bodies and learn things about ourselves. We do a lot of, shaking, And that's what you want to do. You want to embrace the shake because we're taught as humans not to shake. And that's the opposite of what we want to do. I don't know where that happened in society, but somewhere it was like, oh my gosh, stop them from shaking. But as you shake, that's your body releasing this energy, these things that it needs to get rid of. Think of somebody that has epilepsy, right? You don't stop them from shaking. You just hold them gently to make sure that they don't harm themselves or nothing falls on them when they, are experiencing these shakes. And so, we embrace the shake. We allow our emotions to come up because they do. We're working on emotions that we hold in all these different chakras throughout our body, as well as we're stimulating our mind and releasing any mental trauma we may have been holding on to in our amygdala. So it's an amazing, beautiful practice. And I'm just going to briefly go through each of the chakras so you kind of understand like the different things that we hold in each of the chakras. So the chakras are the color of the rainbows. And so we start at the bottom, which is the root chakra. This is grounding. People that have problems with this one are people that can't let go of things. Now this is a very hard time in society, right? With everything going on. So many people are not grounded because they're not sure of what's going to happen, right? They're not sure of where next year is going to take them, what the end of this year is going to take, what they're going to do with their kids, what their job is going to be like, right? So I love this practice because it helps you just to kind of like ground yourself and figure out and be like okay with change, because it's going to happen throughout life and it's not always comfortable, but being able to move forward is the best thing, and being able to ground yourself wherever you may be at that moment is what you need, right? And so people that have problems with their root chakra are actually people that have problems with going number 2 because they're not letting go, right? They just hold on to these things. So moving up to, this is at the tailbone, the root chakra. We're moving up right below the belly button, and this is the sacral chakra. So the color is orange here. And with the sacral chakra, this is our sexual chakra because this is where our ovaries and our testes are, depending on whether you're male or female. This is the water chakra, the motion of the ocean. So this is what really, helps make those babies. So anybody that's ever been assaulted or anything like that, hadn't experienced any trauma in that area, that's where they hold it. I was assaulted, and so I had a lot of trauma that I had to work through that I was holding in my sacral chakra. Moving up to the solar plexus, and the color is yellow here, and it's right above the belly button, and this element is fire. That makes sense, right? This is like heartburn, bellies. This is where we get those knots in our bellies, those butterflies in our bellies. A lot of uncertainty right here, right? So there's a lot of connection between the root chakra and the solar plex, especially with everything going on right now. This new normal, everybody's not sure of what this change is going to be. And so this solar plex and the root chakra are kind of going hand in hand right now. Everybody's kind of sick to their stomach, right? Because they're not sure what's going to happen. And so if you ever get those knots in your bellies or butterflies in your bellies, this is that solar plexus. Moving up to the heart chakra. So the element here is air. So this is the one where you can actually see it on somebody. So you can see it on somebody because they don't let anybody in their heart, right? They stand there and they slouch and they cover up as much of their heart as they possibly can. And they'll, cross their arms and they'll, make themselves belittled in a sense because they don't want anybody accessing their chest area, their shoulders. The phrase, she wears her heart on her sleeve, that's where this comes from, right? Because the heart chakra, it's all connected. It's on your sleeves, So when you can let go of that weight that you may be carrying on your shoulders, that's heart chakra. And the color here is green. Moving up to the throat chakra. So the throat chakra is blue, and the element is ether. What the heck is ether, right? Like I had no clue at first either. And so ether is the space that we hold. what the heck does that mean, Anna? So the space that we hold. So think of the blackness that holds the stars, right? It's just this space that the stars are in, and it just holds them there, right? So the esophagus, this space, right? Whether things are going up or going down, we want them to go down, but every once in a while, but it's this space that's there regardless of if anything's going on, right? So ether, that space that we hold. So the throat chakra is very much allowing your voice to be heard, because a lot of times we don't say what we want to say, or we don't think that our voice matters. So we just kind of let this thing manifest, and you have like a dry cough. And it's like you're in this conversation and you want to say something and you keep coughing because you can't get the words out that you want to say because you feel like your opinion's not going to matter, but it does. So moving up to the third eye. So the third eye is light, and I like to see it, it's like this beam, right from right here. And the third eye is indigo. And this is your vision and intuition. Because sometimes we have this fog and we're not sure where we need to go, what we need to do. Again, this kind of correlates to the grounding and to the solar plexus, right? Those three are kind of like, we're in this like place where we're like, ooh, I don't know where to go, what's going on, I'm unclear, right? But when you can clear your mind so that you can see, right? It's like, oh, here I am, here I go. I know exactly where I need to be, right? And then moving up to the crown chakra. So this is violet, it's unity. And it's just like bringing everything together so that you feel balanced. Because when you feel balanced, it's just like this deep breath and just like, you feel, relaxed on the shoulders. You can see clearly, you feel grounded. You don't have those knots in your bellies. And it's just like you can move forward from there. And it's like your true self. The person that you know you are, but you just have these things that have been cluttering it up. So this is one of my favorite practices because I see so many people heal from it a little bit at each time. They take every practice, they let go of something they were holding on to that they didn't know, and then as that happens, the more we do the practice, the more they let go a little bit more. So I tell them it's kind of like unrooting a dead tree in your body, right? We're kind of holding on to these dead trees that have hurt us, and they're kind of like poisoning our system, right? Because they're not doing any good, but they're just kind of like weighing us down. And so throughout the practice, it's like you're digging up just a little bit around this tree. And maybe you can totally uproot it, and maybe you're just kind of losing the surface, right? But the more you do it and the more you do this practice, the more you bring this dead tree out, and you can fill it with a new tree of life, and help you grow and balance and just feel more at peace with yourself and with your past, because your past doesn't define you. It doesn't. It seems like it does. But once you realize that it doesn't define you and you can move forward, then it's just like, this third eye that's like all these possibilities. So it's my favorite practice, not only to do myself, but more so to help others, because I just see the light really come back into people when they do this practice. So this practice is going to be available on my Aroma Yoga my self-care yoga and wellness virtual studio. I'll be uploading it this week, as well as I do one-on-ones, which I really like to do because then I can cater to you, and we can do in studio as well as virtual. And I hope that you guys really look into doing Aroma Yoga, because I know that after this year, we all are very unbalanced and we all need to find ourselves again, and it's an amazing way. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and send me any messages if you have any questions.